Steroids. These are 4 carbon rings and they are designated A, B, C, and D. And by cholesterol, for example, there's been attached a hydrocarbon tail to the last one. And then there is the subclass for steroids, and these are, for example, cholesterol or cortisol or estradiol, but also testosterone, vitamin D, and bile salts. And they have all at the last carbon a hydroxyl group attached, an alcohol group, an OH group. And then the 4 carbons, they are non-polar, and the hydroxyl alcohol group is polar, and therefore these steroids are empathic. That means one part is polar, another one not. And that is according to Jared Toga and Sandra Grabowski's Principles of Anatomy and Physiology book on the page 46 and 47, but this is no substitute for medical knowledge and also not medical advice, and the positions and views expressed are the ones of the source and don't necessarily align with my own or with the ones of the entity spoken. Hi and welcome. I am trying to learn biochemistry, today steroids, and after we've done it, we're gonna do leg injury prevention training. And if you participate in the leg injury prevention training, then it's better young risk. And this is the second time that we hear about the steroids, and it's a pretty short entry. So what was said here was that they have 4 carbon rings, and they are designated A, B, C, and D, and they are non-polar. Which has a large non-polar region consisting of 4 rings and a hydrocarbon tail. That are the cholesterol here. So they have 4 A, B, C, D, which are non-polar. And by cholesterol, for example, there's been attached a hydrocarbon tail. Which does what? Nothing to do. Okay, and then there's the subclass, the sterols, and these are, for example, estradiol, cortisol, testosterone, vitamin D, bile salts, cholesterol. Cholesterol also. So let's try to say that because of the OH. Cholesterol, cortisol, estradiol, but also testosterone, vitamin D, and bile salts. Because they have an hydroxyl, an OH group attached. It always to the D carbon. 4 rings of carbon attached to the 4th carbon. And they are non-polar, these 4 carbons, but that hydroxyl, that OH group attached at the 4th carbon, that is polar. And therefore they are empathetic. These steroids and these steroids, these empathetic ones are molecules that have both polar and non-polar portions. And what is it? Am I able to say it? So the complex part is cortisol, cholesterol, estradiol, testosterone, vitamin D, bile salts. 4 carbon rings, A, B, C, D. But is all what is said here. Did we miss something? Types of proteins. No, it's something else. Steroids. These are 4 carbon rings and they are designated A, B, C, and D. And by cholesterol, for example, there's been attached a hydrocarbon tail to the last one. And then there is the subclass for steroids, and these are, for example, cholesterol or cortisol or estradiol, but also testosterone, vitamin D, and bile salts. And they have all at the last carbon a hydroxyl group attached, an alcohol group, an OH group. And then the 4 carbons, they are non-polar, and the hydroxyl alcohol group is polar, and therefore these steroids are empathetic. That means one part is polar, another one not. And that is according to Jared Toga and Sandra Grabowski's Principles of Anatomy and Physiology book on the page 46 and 47, but this is no substitute for medical knowledge and also not medical advice, and the positions and views expressed are the ones of the source and don't necessarily align with my own or with the ones of the entity spoken. That was the biochemistry part. If you were here for biochemistry, you can go directly to the next part of biochemistry, where we will continue with biochemistry. If you stay here and participate in the leg injury prevention training, vil jeg så være det, have a good standing leg and spin you over the front and to the side. And the upper leg in the front and to the side. And one foot in front and back. Upper leg in front and back. And one leg up, hands out and go to the side. And to the other side. Middle and over cross also with the leg. Middle, other side. Middle, down. And one leg up and go to the side. And also to the other one. Middle over cross also with the leg. And to the other side. And again down. And one leg up and press up into the side. With the other leg. And straighten one leg out, pull the toes in. Up of the leg and point down. Down, point in. Up and down. And the other one out, pull the toes in. Up and in. And the first leg again. Out, pull the toes in, move the leg from the foot from left to right. Upper leg. And one hand on tummy, one on lower back, and lift one leg in a straight line up. Try to bring the leg higher and pull the toes in. And pull the leg up. The other one. And pull the leg. One leg to the side with a toe and lift it off the ground, place it again onto the ground. Other leg. Lift off the ground, place it again onto the ground. And stand good on one leg. Turn over to the leg. Down into the knee. Over to the other side. Up again. Change the leg. Stand good. Turn over to the leg. Down, over to the other side, and up. Have a good standing leg and reach always with the heel of the mobile foot to imaginary 90-minute intervals of the dial of the clock. With the other leg to 12 o'clock, 1:30 and 3, 10:30 and 9 o'clock, 7:30 and 6, 4:30 and 3 o'clock. Have a good standing leg, one leg up and down. The other one. And one heel onto the ground. Don't do it if you're pregnant. Lift that heel off the ground, place it again onto the ground. Other leg. And stand good on one leg and the other one in and out. And now if you like, you can with the whole body. And with the other leg. Leg in and out. And then with the whole body. Legs to the sides, we're lifting it down. And out. In and up. And out. In and close the legs. And out. That was the leg injury prevention training. I thank you very much.